Hey, what's up, guys? I want to make a quick video about the Bluetooth communication system for your helmets, the Senas. I've always rocked Senas, I always had Senas. I never had Cardio or the Scala or whatever. I never had none of those. I've always rocked with Sena. I've been rocking Sena since they've had the Sena 5, the SMH5. So I'm about to sell one of my Senas, but I kind of want to give you a quick review on what Sena is the best Sena that I think, in my opinion, and what is good for price, I guess, money wise. I'm not being paid to say this. This is just something that's just for me to you. Honest review. Nothing. They're not making me pay. They're not paying me, nothing like that. So this is just how I feel. Okay. So the first Sena that I want to talk about is the SMH10. This one. These come in two different styles. You have this one with the round knob on top that's kind of bump and like come up, and then the other one that has it's flat. But they're both tens. Originally, I've had these for years. Loved them. Have no issues with these so far. They can get when they get wet. If you're in pouring rain, they can mess up a little bit. So you might want to be careful. But for the price that you pay for this particular unit right here, is a really good deal now, because since it's older, these prices are way low, way cheap. This one I bought for like 40 bucks. This is weeks ago. Uh, I was gonna put on a helmet, but I was like, well, I really am not really gonna be around people who have these so much, and my wife who rides with me doesn't have. I don't have two of these, a pair. So I'm just gonna just let this one go because I really don't use it. But if you're just wanting something for your helmet and something cheap and something really good and durable, you should get this. It's all about, to me, it's all about how much you're willing to pay. Okay, me personally, I will never ever pay full price for it. Nothing as far as Sena wise. I would never do it because I believe in that you can get the same bang for your buck even if it's used. And this one is really a good starter if you're just starting out. If you're still rocking with the earbuds in your ear, or the earphones coming from your ears down in your thing, which those are annoying as hell. I really hated having those in my ears, because when you have those in your ears and say you turn or something like that and it pops out of your ear, it's so annoying having this loose earbud just floating in your helmet. And now that people have got AirPods and things like that, which is great and dandy, it's still, to me, it's still, you have to wrestle it in there. Once you have an ear, you got to make sure you put your helmet on just right, because it can fall out. And also, too, when you have AirPods, if you don't have them in there right and they fall out, they can literally fall out of your helmet. So I'm not really a big fan of having earphones. So that's why I originally started with the Sena. But way, way, way back in the day, before I had this, I was using the Chatterbox. And the Chatterbox, if anybody has rode that, who knows what I'm talking about, who's rode those years, it was this massive box. It was so big. It was so heavy and chunky, and you had to plug it up to your phone, and it was a nightmare. And they were so expensive as well. And the way they sound in your helmet, it was so heavy. You'd be like this, and your helmet would weigh down on one side because it was so heavy. But as soon as Sena came out with the 5 and then eventually the 10, I was on it. I was on it. I've had the 5, and now I've had a 10. And I would have still rocked this until the 30 came out. So, the 20s. When the 20s came out. So I have a set of 20s too. So the 20s are really good. I have about 4 of these. And what I have done is I have multiple helmets. I have a lot of helmets. I have probably over 15 helmets. And what I've done is I've just bought the craters, see this part right here. I bought these separate, a few of them, and put them all on my helmet. So all I have to do is just take the unit and just slide on there, and I got my music. So these are really good. If you can do the research on what features they have and what they can do and things like that, this is not that type of video. This type of video is just someone talking to, like, if I saw you down the street or you hit me up and said, hey, I'm thinking about getting a Sena. Which one should I get? This is the type of video. I can tell you all the bells and whistles and all that. That's great and dandy. But honestly, half the time I don't use half the stuff. I don't use a voice command. I don't use all the little nuances it has. What I use it for is my GPS, my music, and on the phone. That's the only thing I use it for. All the other stuff, if you're really into that, then good for you. But me personally, I use it for the ride. I use it for the music. I use it for talking on the phone. And this one right here is one of the best ones I've ever had. I honestly say this one is almost better than the 30K. So I've had this one for years and love it. I have never had no issues with it at all. It pairs. The music sounds really great. It's loud. I feel like I really believe this one, the 20s, are probably the loudest ones that they've made as far as the sound wise. And for the price that you pay for this, now that the 30s and the 50s are out, this right here is even a better price than this one. Well, I would say this one's a better price because it's older. But this one, if you're going to upgrade your Sena, this one would probably be the best one to get for your money. And this one, I think I've gotten this one for like $100, maybe 110. It's cheap. So I would definitely get this. If I had only $100 to spend, I would buy this one before I buy this one. But it all depends on how much money you're trying to spend. Because regardless, they both work just as well. This one is a little bit louder, okay? So after I got this one, I've been fine doing my thing, listening to music, talking to the wife. I have it paired up with hers. It's fine. Then the 30K came out. And I made a video about the set of 30Ks. I get the dual 30Ks. If you look in my previous videos, talk about those, which I have one right here. So I got this 30K. I got a dual set for the wife, and this one's a good one. I like this one. I like the look. I like how it feels. It's better as far as, like, I feel like keeping out water and things like that. I also like that when you're changing the dial, it's so much easier. The sound is awesome and great. I don't know. I think the 20 is still louder a little bit, but this still does the job. So yeah, so the 30K is a really good unit. And like I just said a few minutes ago that the 20s are louder. These are still worth it. Now, you can find these on Amazon, on eBay. They're running about $200 some. I've seen them for $230. This one I got for $150, and it came with the helmet. So for the helmet and for the Sena, it was like $150. So I could not pass this deal. And I don't come on here to say that, ooh, look at me, look what I got. Because a lot of times, a lot of these other YouTubers and influencers, they want you to go out and run out and buy this and go buy that and buy the new things. I'm a person where, look, you can buy good used things. And for $150 for a Sena 30K with a helmet, which is a Scorpion helmet, one of my favorites, which is clean and white, which I've never had a white helmet. I couldn't pass that deal up. I could not pass that deal. And I've gotten my other Senas I've gotten for $120, $130. So, it is really about finding the good deal. Now, I had made a video, which I didn't publish, but I was making a video saying that you should not go run out and buy the Sena 50S, the brand new one that came out. Part of the reason why was because I'm like, I'm never gonna buy that helmet. I'm never gonna buy that Sena, because paying that much money for one is insane. I would never do it. And plus, it does just as this one just does good as any one I've ever had. It is good as the 10. It's as good as the 5, as the 20. It's just as better. Okay. And I just don't understand why someone would run out and buy the 50S just because it's new. And I said, you know what? If they come out one, only reason I would ever buy one is if I got a deal that I just could not pass up. But if that never happened, I would have been happy with this right here, which is a great unit. And I would highly suggest to get this unit too as well if you're going to upgrade. But then it happened. It happened, guys. It happened. Yes, I have the Sena 50S. Now hold on before you say I'm being a hypocrite. I did say I would buy one if I got a good deal. And I got a great deal. Okay, let me say this. I got a great deal. I got a so good of a deal that I could not pass this up. This one is a great unit. But to be honest with you, the 30K is better. It is better. The sound, really? Really? You gonna come in my video, make your presence? Sorry about that. So this one right here, okay? I would have bought the 30K. If I had the choice, if this 30K, right? If the 30K was $100 cheaper than this one, I still would have bought the 30K. I don't believe in buying something like this full price. I would have jumped off a bridge because it's so expensive, and then the newest ones that come out. But I got such a great deal, I couldn't pass it up. I got this for $200. I got the Sena 50S for $200. Yes, it was used, but $200. I had to get it. And so so I could really honestly give you a real review and tell you the 50S is okay, but it's not all that. I'm going to tell you like this. The 50S is not worth the money to spend brand new. I'm going to tell you now. I highly suggest that you buy it used and don't buy it new. I'd rather buy a used 30K before I bought a new 50S. Now, if you got the money and you got that kind of bread and that's what you really want, then you go ahead and do you. But me, I'm just a normal rider out here. I got a family, I got bills, I got all these things and responsibilities. I always try to find something that I can make a good deal on and buy for a good deal. And this 50S, I bought it for a good deal. $200, couldn't beat that. So the sound on the 50S is not. The sound on the 50S is better quality. There's more bass on the 50S. There is a little bit more clarity on the 50S. It also depends on what kind of helmet you have. You got to make sure if you have a Sena like this, a unit like this, it's best to have a great tight-fitting helmet that doesn't allow a lot of air as far as underneath the strap, underneath the chin, or air coming in and out to get the full quality sound out of this unit. If you got a helmet that's loose, or you got a helmet that's airy and it's got a lot of wind, this is not the unit for you. Or you might have to try to find different things like putting extra pads in, or maybe change your pads out to make them tighter, or whatever you gotta do to cancel out the wind noise in your helmet. Then I would use this. But as far as the loudness, the 30K is still louder than the 50S. It's way more louder than the 50S. But this one has a better bass, has a better clarity in the music and things. So if you're trying to look for quality clarity, like that really crisp clarity with the bass, this would be the unit to get. And again, this has all the rah-rah hooplas with the antenna and the radio, and you can... YouTube? Seriously? Hey, I'm making a video. Hey, go. Get, go. Sorry about that. Man, these cats. So, what was I saying? Okay, so, I don't know what I was saying. Anyway, so this would be a good for those kind of things. If you're really trying to get that quality, like extra quality sound, this would be the unit to get. Like I said, but 30K is still louder. And also with this unit too is I looked up some reviews. You could talk to 24 people. You can have this mesh and all that. I'm gonna tell you what. I would never want to ride with 24 people and listen to 24 people. That's just way too much. I mean, it's enough for me to talk to my wife, let alone talk to 23 other people, okay? And honestly, who really talks to 24 people at one time? I sure the hell don't. But anyway, let me get out of here because these dogs are barking, these cats are messing up my video. So, in all, down the line, if I had to choose between the 50, the 30, the 20, it depends on your budget. If you're really looking for a cheap but decent communication for your helmet and you don't have a lot of money, this is it right here, the 10. If you have a little bit of playroom, a little bit of money, and you can spend a little bit, just a little bit, the 20. Definitely the 20. I would go for 20. 20 is the best one for what you really want to pay for as far as being a little bit more cheaper. But if I had to decide, if I had only one helmet, or not helmet, but one Sena to choose, and that was it. Say the world blew up and they said, okay, you only have one choice to have one Sena, and that's Sena, and that's it to ride with for the rest of your life, the 30K. That's what I would rock with, the 30K. Louder. I have no issues with water, rain, or anything like that. I just feel like the 30K is the best one. That's why I have like 4 of them, or 5 of them, because they're the best ones. Second, the 20. And I know you think it's weird, but yeah, the 20. I would do the 30, 20, then the 50, then the 10. That's my order. 30, 20, 50, 10. And like I said, that's just my opinion. That's what I would tell anybody who would talk to me, whoever asked me a question about the Sena. That's what I choose. And like I said, I've been rocking Sena for years, so I'm pretty good at knowing what I like and pretty good at deciphering or just make a decision on which one because I've rocked these for so long. So guys, tell me in the comments which one is your favorite. And let me know so I might be wrong, everybody has their own, have their own opinion about stuff. So let me know in the comments which one's your best Sena that you like. And if you are to go buy a Sena, don't buy one brand new, okay? Unless you got the money, buy one used. And trust me, you'll save a lot more money buying a used unit versus buying a brand new one. And make sure when you do buy a used one, here are 2 things you do, okay? First, you properly look at the unit itself. Like, say for instance, I take the 20 or the 30 here, okay? And also the best thing, okay? One thing I forgot to mention, the best thing is that the 30s, the 20s, and the 50s all have the same cradle, all fit the same way, except the 50, the speakers are different, or much different than the ones that are in the 20s and the 20s and the 30s. So that's one of the great things I love about it is I could take this unit, put it on this one, or put it on that one, or take the 20 and put it on this one, that one. I can interchange my head units for any of the helmets I want. So that's one of the best things I love about it. Now the 10, you can't do that. 10 is a different one, so it's only used for the 10 and 10 only. But that's fine. But back to what I was going to say. Make sure when you buy a used unit, two things you do. One, you inspect it. You look at the bottom of it, make sure it's fine. You check the pins here, make sure they go up and down. They're not rusted. They're not wet. They don't stick. Make sure that the unit is, this one's got a little scratch on them. Not a big deal. But, check to make sure that the antenna's working. Make sure that everything is fine with it. You look at it, make sure there's no cracks, no breaks, and like that. Also, what you do too is make sure that you can always put it on the cradle and turn it on and make sure both speakers work. That's one of the biggest things is making sure the speakers work. And you just test it. And if the person doesn't allow you to test it or don't want you to test it, then there's something wrong with that unit, and maybe you should just, you know what, I'll pass. But those are two things you really need to do when you're buying a used Sena, is to make sure those things are looked at, make sure the wires are not broken, crimped, or cut, or burned, or spliced, or anything like that. Just make sure that when you look at that whole unit that you thoroughly go through it and make sure that everything's fine and everything's working. Once you do that, make that deal, get that Sena put on your helmet. I'm telling you, that's the best way to do it. And I have saved so much money doing that versus going to Cycle Gear or any other place and buying a brand new. So guys, that's it. Sorry about the rush. Sorry that's not all deep and compact with a lot of facts about what this does, what that does. This is just a video just to throw out there for those who are thinking about buying one. This is a good alternative of how to buy one instead of buying one new. And also the reason why I'm making this video is because I'm about to sell this 10 tomorrow, and I just want y'all to know that I've had one and that I'm making a comparison to all of them. So that's another reason why I have this and I'm making this video right now. So guys, with that, I'm going to head out of here and see you next video.